Say tap send see for sad way Emma one customers knitted you any one UK say obetimi a create wo tap send wallet no ewo app no eso say ekoba ne say tap rate no ekostra obetimi a save ska akodu mpempen so bi to say 50,000 Ghana cedis ane 50,000 Ghana cedis na afei wo yin kakra say oba on my Ghana mu a obetimi a save ska ewo tap send wallet na so abra unya ohaw bia na tie tap send atre wo mahye akodru UAE Netherlands and Austria tap send na easy fast and secure tap send papa no
everybody check now check it check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer, check it. Push sugar level, check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Anyways, we are back and we are about to wrap up the week in a grand style here on Sammy Flex TV, Showbiz Daily. Whilst we were coming to the studio, some Obolo video on Twitter just shocked me. And I'm asking, Obolo, Maba, Minisanine, Obai Shialo. Like how? Chamo, you saw the video first. Yeah. Whilst I was struggling to see the Obolo video, you saw it. What do you make of the video?
We are at this point. I think we are at that level, at that phase where people think that they can do whatever that they like, especially if they have the kudi or they have money to pay their way through. Yes, you know, under normal circumstances, something like this can attract punishment by law. It's an indecent exposure.
Yes.
So you can be arrested for doing this. But people, especially the young ones, they know for sure that they can pay their way through it. It's because even in the video, the guy was. It wasn't like he was
sorry about it.
Yes.
And it was like he was about to
stop or something. He just said, "I'll pay you. I'll pay you more."
Look at the amount he mentioned too.
I'll pay you more. Don't worry. Kind of. So he's not afraid. He has money. He wants to pay. That's it. And this is the kind of society that we live in now. It's sad, but yes, when some people, instead of doing their work, will decide to take money or bribe, as we call it, some of these things will happen. Because you dare not even think of it when you are in a place like Dubai or Saudi Arabia or Iran. You will not even think about it.
If I don't come also be you.
You can't even think about it. Yes, because they take those things very, very serious, and you will be punished severely for it. In fact, sometimes we even criticize them that no, it's too harsh. But yes, when you also make it so weak, the whole thing so weak, then you see some of these things. People will just do things and go their way or have their way. It's sad, but what can we do? We just have to advise people advise people closer to us or the people that we can have influence on not to attempt or do something like this because this one, apart from the fact that society frowns on it, I think you'll be also bringing shame and disgrace to your family, and this is not good. Yeah.
Well, this is not part of our main topics, but to those who are Twitter fanatics, I want to believe if you're on the platform, aka X, you might have seen some trending stuff about a certain Obolo and Uber, and they are really in the news. People are discussing them in all. Maybe you don't know. Let me tell you in summary. An Uber driver found 2 passengers at the back of his car doing tafrebomski, aka licking. The woman naked, the man on top of her, and the guy recorded him like, big man, what you are doing in my car? No, you can't do this in my car. And the guy who was seen doing that said, oh, no, why? You didn't record me. I will pay you 100 Ghana. Stop it. And that is how it is. Sad reality, if you ask me. Yeah. Ro, what do you also say about
looking at the video carefully? I think that even the guy didn't know yes, even though he asked if you are recording me, he wasn't aware of sure that he was being recorded. He wasn't.
He was sure. No, he mentioned it.
You see, when the guy brought the light, mind you, the place was dark. When the guy brought the light, it could be 2 things. Either I have on my flashlight, just want to see what you are doing, or I'm recording you. That's why he asked the guy, are you recording me? But the guy did not answer. And the mood in which he was also did not come into his mind to be sure whether he was being recorded or he was just being watched. So at that point, he missed it because he was in a different realm. In fact, whatever he was doing was out of, like, it was so much in his head to the extent that at that point, nothing else mattered to him. At that point, nothing else was of importance.
But he said he would pay, so I think he knew what he was doing.
No, I mean,
offer somebody.
No, aside what I'm doing, aside what he was doing, nothing else mattered to him. The repercussions of what he was doing, where he was doing it, even the person seeing him, which is why he even said, Charlie, I will give you 100 cents. That means, Charlie, I will give you 100 cents. Whatever you, I know you are angry. I know you are pissed. You are not okay with what I'm doing, but I'll pay you. Nothing else mattered. Like, it was just, he will pay for him to continue what he was doing. And it is unfortunate. I think recently, I've been seeing some of our drivers write, like they put a short note at the back of their steer. You know, from the driver's seat, the passenger seat is behind, and you see from that side. No kissing, no touching, no what. Oh, it's there. Recently, they've been putting it in their cars. So one time, I questioned one driver and asked him, like, why do you guys paste some of these things in there? And they told us, they told me that, yes, sometimes when they pick passengers, they indecently do those things, some of these things in their car. And some of them are not comfortable. But, of course, customer service and all those things are also of importance. Even though they are not comfortable, some of them who have the courage will just confront you and ask you to stop. But others who also do not have the courage think that, okay, this is just like you go somewhere and you see do not urinate here or do not litter around here and all those things. They think, okay, let's also put some of these signs in our car so that even if I am not able to tell you, the moment you see it, at least something should touch you. Something should enter into your head for you to know that some of these things are not things that they are comfortable with. Well, for those ride-hailing drivers, they've been seeing things. They've been seeing a lot. But then it's unfortunate. This particular society there, now they said they are even moving from Gen Z to Alpha, Gen Alpha and all that.
Well, this is just to warm ourselves up. If you want the video, send me a WhatsApp. Send me a WhatsApp and add 100 Ghana cedis to it, and I'll forward the video to you. Please.
I think you have done this before. I remember.
If you want to see the Obolo lickable video, send me WhatsApp, Brasame. I want the video. Then I give you my Momo number. That is on the screen. Then you make the reference Obolo. Make the reference Obolo video, and I'll forward it to you so you can also see. Charlie, but is terrible. We understand human nature. We get honey, but sometimes you respect your honeyness a little bit. Respect your honeyness. So you had 100 Ghana cedis to pay the driver, and you couldn't even go to this movie house. How do they call it? Cinema. Movie house. If you had 100 Ghana cedis to pay the driver, go and get comfort of your movie house.
Go and pay your time.
Oh, some boy are careless, huh? I don't see the back on one. One young saka small. No, one young saka obey mistake. Well, let's start our show. Digital Rasta is called Currency. He's doing our camera for us. Richie Flex is the editor director of the show, and Tap Send is also here, making sure we do what is right. And I want you to know that you can send money using Tap Send. One lady, Empress Kuku, tried sending money using some app. The way she suffered, I told her to go and get Tap Send, and she'll be fine. So please, you don't have to struggle. Just go and get Tap Send. Empress, go and get Tap Send, and the two naba. Fine. You can also use the wallet, convert the money from pound to CD at a time that the CD rate or the pound rate is high, so you can save some more money. Maybe you want to come to Ghana and you want to come chill, but you don't want to carry pounds. Put about 50,000 cedis into your wallet. Just come and be spending on your Momo, and you'll be fine. That is what everybody is doing now. Do it today and thank me later. But in all, remember to use the promo code SammyFlex. The promo code SammyFlex will surely help you to achieve some benefits on the app. Now let's move on. Because we are talking Obolo, I want us to look at another thing as well. And this is something that happened last Thursday on UTV. So we are moving from the online space to the traditional media space. So on UTV, there is a program, an adult program there called Red Light, hosted by actress Vicky Zuga. And we know that it is an adult talk, so they talk about everything, sex, positions and all. And I've watched some of these videos where during the position teaching, they use silhouettes, as in you see human forms doing some things that you can do, but you don't see things in reality. But in this new video out on UTV, which is a traditional media platform, we have seen a man and a woman practicing licking and sucking. And it was too graphical in the sense that the lady had just some nettings on. You could see her pussy live on the screen. Okay. And the guy also had his boxer short, and they have put on a dildo which looked exactly like a dick. And they were showing how to lick and how to suck live on TV. So many people are crying. They say, oh, Erade. Oh. So is this where we've got into? Sister Fia is even Efia. Rich, bring that story. Let me read and let the people know that some people are not even so excited about it. And this was on national TV. Many are disappointed, like hugely disappointed. This is Efia Nocturne. She says the standards have fallen. Flat. Efia reacts to oral sex live on TV. It's unfortunate we can't show you this, but maybe Richie can help with some visuals, small aesthetics. So Ghanaian songstress Efia has reacted to viral videos making the rounds on social media, featuring two guests displaying sexual acts on a live show on UTV. The controversy started when videos from the Red Light show, hosted by Ghanaian actress Vicky Zuga, started popping up on X. The adult TV show, which was discussing the topic licking, sucking, and its effects, featured two guests lying on bed and educating the audience by engaging in oral sex. The woman could be seen sucking a dildo while the man caressed her vulva through her meshed outfit. Hey.
Right into the
don't describe it.
Another video showed the woman sitting on the man's face. The videos resulted in a backlash against the show and UTV, as many wondered why such acts should be condoned on national TV. Among those was Efia Nocturnal, who took to X handle to air her displeasure over the videos. Why are there live sexual acts being telecasted on national television? Why? Man, she posted. In another post, in a reply to a fan, she lamented that there was a drop in the standards of broadcasting in the country. She said, bro, the standards have fallen so low, flat. Meanwhile, netizens on social media have argued that this particular show and several others engaging in similar concepts should be boycotted. And when you go on Twitter as well, UTV is also trending. And they are trending because of some of these things. Why is there? So these are some of the shots you can see in there. See that? Charlie. See what the girl had in her. Oh, Charlie. Say uncle.
Borderline.
Charlie.
Richie, Mr. Borderline.
How? Like, is it okay?
Well, it's not, but this is why even our argument about radio and TV dying or even makes sense. Yeah, you see, you can't. For those who are complaining, you can't do anything on, because they all saw it. Most of the people who are complaining saw it online. They didn't see the actual program. Yes, so it should tell you. They saw it online.
No, fact.
That's why you see. That's why
fact.
At the time that they were showing, not many people saw it. The whole thing is that if it was just that platform, nobody will comment because they didn't see it. But it's because of online. That's why we are talking. And what can you do? Nothing. So if you want to even ban it online on traditional media, you are not doing anything. They can do the same thing and post it online, and you will still see it. If you search for it, you will see it. So yes, the I don't want to say the standard has fallen, because there's no standard at this time. Who is controlling who, and how are you controlling it? That thing is in the hands of the social media platforms. X has decided that people can post something like this, so it will go, unless the platform wouldn't allow it. That's the only way that you can block it. Otherwise, now even if you do that and they still want to do it, they can create their own website and put it there.
Yeah,
people will still go there and watch. That's the thing. So yes, I mean, at this point, it's really, really sad that we are at this point. This is where we are. But we can't do much about it. So for me, yes, I wish something like this will not happen on our television. But the point is, people are not even seeing this on our television. They are doing it all right, but you won't see it. Why? Because you don't even watch TV. Yeah. They say they don't want us to say it, but that's the thing. Yeah. They are doing it too. As even the writer said it somewhere, like there are similar concepts like this happening on our television, but we are not seeing them because we don't watch TV like we used to. So whatever you see is the online thing. So for her to say that TV standard has fallen, I really don't know how to go with her, because she didn't see it on TV in the first place. Yeah. So why, like, what is the point here that you are trying to make? It is happening online. She has an online platform that she will post it after showing it on TV, and majority will see it online, not on TV. Yeah. So for me, it's not really about television or policing our television, because if you go there, the standard that she's crying or even for more, it will even be worse than she's talking about, because now they will all be migrating to online and you still see it. Yeah. So the best thing that we can do is to either advise people to, just be considerate and go down, or we should encourage people not to be liking some of these things. But it's difficult. I don't know, man, for the sake of survival, people also do it to make money. So that's the position we are in now. It's really, really difficult position. And then when we have to give it to the individuals, as a parent or as a brother to someone or whatever, we should rather be advising our siblings, our family members, the person closer to us, not to be going that direction. Apart from that, if you just want to ban it, well, if they can ban the internet, because even the explicit form of this is happening there already, and a huge traffic goes there. Porno site na man for yes. So the explicit side of it.
Yes, a big man be. Yes. Why not? Big man, why not you?
And you know, it's better we advise people closer to us, because sometimes it can also affect your a lot of things that you do. Yes, like when you talk to psychologists, they can tell you, yes, watching it once a while will not do anything to you, but we have people who are now addicts. So it's like, and these people are also taking advantage of it. In fact, I've also seen, even on YouTube, there are some Ghanaian channels that they do something similar. In fact, for them, they even call the hookup girls, and for them to share their experience and also teach like the way they were doing this one. So it's there, just that they are not getting the exposure that they need. And people like Efia and others, like the way we are doing, if you talk about it, more people will go there and see what is happening there. So it's sad, but that's the reality of this life. Just let us take responsibility just for ourselves, and then see how we navigate through this.
Well, what do you also say about this?
At this point, I agree with Efia that the standards has fallen, and even with that, it is not only like there are so many factors. Some are because we are also not proactive. Others are also because we've just decided to neglect certain things. Some people who are supposed to work to some extent are also not doing, and others is also because we are also not taking responsibility for ourselves. I mean, when you even if you want to argue about some of these things on it, even coming on national television and all that, they will tell you, the media commission has given them certain times for them to air it. So indirectly, they have license to do it. But then, it's going viral. It's out of the fact that somebody recording it on TV and posting. So they will tell you this is a third-party broadcast, not them. For them, they followed all the guidelines as far as communication and broadcasting is concerned. That is what they will tell you. So it is about the media commission knowing the dangers of some of these outlets and how they can even safeguard it. Yes, we know with the help of internet, now hold somebody's neck on anywhere and they go on internet and poof, you can't hold them again. That's it. But then, if we are proactive, then we would know how fast this thing is going, and we will make it a priority to study so we can still guide people towards it. That's it. Indecent exposure. I tell you, until some of these things, some of the people being held accountable for some of these actions, so many people had no idea it was even a crime in the country. And people were doing it. People were doing it. You see, this the Obolo story that we just talked about, the first one. If this guy gets arrested, people who are indulging in some of these things day to day would know it is a crime and it will reduce. But then,
I know the police has been arresting some people in their cars
exactly
all the time.
Exactly. But then it is not just like if they want to use you as a scapegoat, you go viral. When it comes to education, when it comes to educating the public about some of these things, that one there, we don't see it as a priority. We know that when we neglect the internet and the traditional media and how fast it is going, it will come back against us. Yet we will sit down until this thing becomes very popular to the extent that we can't even control again. Then we will decide to use the shortcut way of dealing with issues. Let's ban it. Then we will put a blanket ban, which will not even do anything to it, which will not even solve anything. Like the betting and the celebrity advertisement thing. They sat down when celebrities started advertising alcoholic beverages and all those things. They saw it. They saw that even unknown people who are being used to advertise some of these things, one day or at a point becomes popular.
Yeah.
But being proactive on how to deal with it in the future is something that, okay, let's wait. I say and I say
they have account on Facebook, and it is verified. Verified account.
The red light.
UTV Ghana red light. 134K followers.
Bad bet. What's that bad bet? Okay. You see, we sit down and wait. Just like recently, Sir Akonfo Agrada in the class meeting. They sat down when those people were taking over the traditional media space. They did nothing about it. In fact, when even they go there, then they will give them the license. But when it became, they saw that Charlie, it has gotten to a point where we can't control. Look at the shoddy work that they did in taking some of these people off. But meanwhile, if there is a damage that this thing has caused, it has already caused already. Okay. Let's be proactive. This is just a warning, that it will get to a point they can't even control it. Then they will come with the laziest form of solution finding. Let's ban it, which will even in no time not do anything to the problem that we have at hand. So the media commission there, they have job on their hands. Okay, they really do.
It is good to watch some of these things. No, like, let's all be honest. If it is in our private and you are watching it, it's fun. I'm in a WhatsApp group called Sammy Flex Nation. On Fridays, don't put your head there. Because when you get it, the things you can watch. Sometimes on Fridays, I'm scared to open that page because I already know who is watching my screen. Things happen there. And Fridays, when I'm bored, I go there and I enjoy some. I'll hide it. Why should I can't be a hypocrite. I go there and I enjoy some.
Now, the problem is not the adult watching. I think whoever is concerned is about
the children.
Is so exposed that.
And you see, they will say that, we've written PG and it is late night. These children are... They are looking for stuff that adults are not even looking for.
And you see, unfortunately, so many parents are also not so accustomed with the technological advancement.
No, even if you are, call your mind.
No, but some parents can be ignorant.
No, I get that point. I'm adding some. Okay. I'm not disputing that. I'm adding some. So Papa been putting a battle on normal share program. Maybe at that time na ye nyi sa dey way. Maybe ye kwando sias me ibi.
Papa ni roof ye.
Wada. Akra na te ho on. Na
TV ne so bo.
So Charlie, control there. It's hard.
No,
it's hard. Like it's hard. Because we look at some of these things and you want to know how is the future holding for all of us. Well, let's do this social and mental test. Let me see what you guys would advise. A gentleman told his boss, today I'm sick. I'm on sick leave. So I'm home. The boss said, okay, no problem. If you are sick, take meds and wait for your recovery. Not only on that day, the boss was also not going to be at work because he has been appointed to be a board of people who were going to interview some new workers. So while the boss was there, next enters the sick man who was on leave. and the boss too is on the panel. So this is a man takes a sick leave to attend a job interview, meet his boss as a panelist. This
one, you've lost. Put it at the back of your mind that you've lost your job.
The 2 jobs.
Oh, of course, you are not going to get.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, you are not going to get it. You see, sometimes it is not about. Even,
so wait, you in this case you are talking like the boss now.
Yes.
You fire him there and you not let him get this one too.
No, you see, it is about honesty and integrity. At this point, you've broken it. At this point, there is no. You see, when you go to court, sometimes people may have good arguments, but a small integrity test will fail you, and that will be it, and everything that you say will be trashed.
I see.
That is the unfortunate situation the guy got himself into. It was just about your integrity. It is A, it is A. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
How would he save himself?
Exactly. At that point, all the efforts that you even put in your work, that is if you are lucky and you get somebody who is very sympathetic, would probably look at maybe your contribution in the job place before they decide on whether they would sack you or not. But take about 10 bosses, and me, I can say maybe 6 or 7 will just sack you.
Only if even that 3 left, they are females.
Are they are females?
Yeah.
You see, you've lost your job. And if I were to be the guy, that is what I also tell myself. You've lost the 2 jobs. It is better you go and look for a different job.
So an argument. 4 panel members doing the interview. You alone, you think the boy has been dishonest, and therefore you don't want us to give him the job at that time. Can't the other 3 save the situation and employ him because maybe his qualities are needed?
It is very difficult. It will be very difficult for them to even argue against you, because if there is somebody who is even going to vouch for the guy, for them to also pick him, it is you.
No. The argument here is not as if the guy can't do the job.
He can.
The job there, he's the guy for the job.
That's what I'm saying. He may be his country. He may be the best worker at his previous firm. But the thing is that at the end of the day, there still should be somebody who can still vouch for you. And who would that person be better than your former employee? And your former employee is sitting right there.
Former employee did not say.
Employer.
Your former employer did not say the guy doesn't know how to do their work.
Yes, he knows, but he doesn't have integrity. That's it. So he can come and tell you, okay, I have given you an account of 2,000 Ghana cedis. Yes.
Integrity.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I have given you an account of 2,000 Ghana cedis, whilst it's 5,000. How would you know? Because
don't people say some players are arrogant, but put them on the field, they will score?
At this point, this is a business we are talking about. That one is different. It's a different conversation.
We are talking about integrity.
No, it's a different conversation. You see this one? This is somebody that has told you that, okay, I am sick, and is sitting right in front of you looking for another job. So what is the guarantee that you can hand him a job of about 2,000 Ghana cedis and he will not come and tell you it is 10,000? Because he was able to execute it clean. Had the boss not been there or part of the panel, the guy would have just done it clean. And that would be it. So who can vouch for you as you being genuine or you having proper? Like it will be very difficult for the other 3 to even challenge the one, because at every point in time they would want to refer. That is why there is the reference whenever you are even applying for a job. Who should we contact? Who can vouch for you? They've seen your qualifications. They know what you can do. But then who can also vouch for you in times of, okay, when your qualifications don't matter, when your work that you do on the field don't matter, who can stand in that worst time and say, oh, this guy, I can testify on his behalf? If the person that is working closely with you cannot testify on your behalf, then you are as good as dead. And that is the situation the guy is in.
All right, Chamo.
Yeah, this one is obvious. He has lost the 2 jobs, and most people will not survive this. The only way that he can save the situation is when his skill is unique and you don't have much people like him. And those people, they will also not lie. They can tell you that I'm going for an interview. If I get the opportunity, I won't come back. Yes, they will tell you the truth. So for him to lie, it means he's an average. It maybe he's good, he can do his job, but we can also get a replacement for you.
Okay.
And you lying will be the end of it. I mean, no, good boss or good employer will take you. Yes, but
no good boss will take.
Who will take you after lying like that? Because I don't even know how many lies that you've
told already.
Then this guy will be thinking, Obeka said, Obeka said, my wife, any more than they call hospital, like there will be a lot of things that you have done now. We are going to scrutinize and see whether what you said at that time is even true or not. And he will not want to go through that stress. And you know, he will just tell you, my friend, this is the end of it. Let's go. Just go.
We're losing me.
Oh, we're losing. For me, I think he has lost.
Me who had them say, that's the way they can bear you.
There's no way. Unless he had a special skill. That one there. They cannot push you out like that. Like you said, the players that they manage them is because they are extra good.
Exactly what I was talking about.
You don't touch normally get some people like that.
And even that one self, it is rare.
Yes, and for those people, they can even insult you and then still
put them in the match.
Put them in, yes, because of what they have. I have seen a TV presenter insulting the one who employed him on live television. But he has a girl, but the guy is still
we know him.
Janice is seeing the employer no live TV live.
Employer TV
still, I didn't think I was having a Juma Jinisika. I'm a bed 5 years in the store. That's a Juma. So there are some people like that, but my obio or not so any day being quiet. A one young can say any now. A one now you do my whole life when I be do Mike and Alcohol commercial at what. So it's like that. Only few people who have such privileges, and for this guy,
he will survive.
I pray this does not happen to anybody. Like, like when him grab saying, are you not the one who said you were sick? Oh, boss.
People Simon do it.
I just recovered them.
And I just saw the signboard here. Let me come and apply. The real definition of you will explain that.
Explain.
No evidence.
No evidence. Well, let's all be. At least be truthful to ourselves and to the people we deal with, because all of these things. What I say is, hey, I did to a bed in pound, like chill. And now I want us to do this. I know Chemo has been talking about the fact that sometimes some of our artists in our industry, they outprice or they overprice, and it is not good for the industry that we are in. Whilst I have been thinking about Chemo's statement, I came across a certain video, a certain story, a similar one online. I said, well, let's see how best we can make sense out of this particular post. And thanks to one of Nigeria's Twitter influencers, someone that I follow so much, he has been sharing some of these things on his timeline. Richie, bring the post first and we can watch the video if you have a screenshot of the post. Okay, so if you can zoom in. Basito, that's his name. He's someone that I've been enjoying what he does. And he says, Asake, so this man here, he spoke French, so I don't know if it will be even wise for us to play the video because he spoke French that, okay, so some people who understand French will be watching and they might understand it. So he said he's actually a show promoter, Laguna show Abidjan organizer. I'm sure they wanted to do some of these shows while the AFCON was ongoing. So AFCON, the name was Pound. Because just yesterday I was also talking to someone who said they wanted Burna Boy, and Burna Boy was also demanding $400,000 and a private jet and yes, 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 $400,000 and a private jet, and they couldn't do it. That's why Burna Boy could not perform at the AFCON. It's not easy. So many things happen. So Basito is sharing this information and he says Asake was paid $175,000.
The symbol there is not dollars.
Oh, sorry. Euros. Yes.
I have to convert it to
dollars. Asake was paid 175,000 euros, 50% advance to perform in Abidjan with a private jet. So what it means that they actually agreed to book the private jet for him. Then a few days to Grammy night, Asake requested that the private jet should come pick him up in Los Angeles, take him to Lagos, to Abidjan, then take him back to Lagos, and from there to his next destination. I had to cancel because I couldn't take it anymore. So this is a promoter who was looking forward to bill Asake, or he has billed him for a show. And Asake's demands were as following. Unfortunately for the man, that was the time Grammys was also about to happen or was happening. Asake said, no problem. I'll still perform though. But before I'll be able to perform, bring a private jet to Los Angeles, LA. Let them pick me to Lagos to go prepare and come back to Abidjan for the show. Now when I'm done, the private jet should bring me to Abidjan and, to Lagos back, and I'll be going somewhere again. Then the private jet should drop me there before I'll be done with you. The man said, he can't do it anymore. He canceled the show. Tweet as well.
So approximately 190,000 USD.
190,000.
Yes.
190. Okay, Rich, there's another one. Is it Arasta one? The Arasta one. Let me read that one too. No, that's down there.
Scroll down. Go up. Yes.
This very one. It says Arasta was also paid 70. So the same guy.
It's even half.
Yes.
50%.
Arasta was also paid 75,000 euros. She was supposed to take a commercial flight to Abidjan. She was supposed to take a commercial flight to Abidjan. Few days to Grammy night, she requested if she can get a private jet, and I said no problem. The man agreed. She requested if she can get a private jet. The man said no problem, since we already paid for a PJ for Asake and he's cancelled, so we're going to give you the PJ. So the PJ is available to pick her up in Lagos. So they were ready to give a private jet from Lagos to Abidjan. Arasta said, no, the PJ should come pick her up in Los Angeles. And I said, no, I can't do this. Then cancelled her too. Wally. Wally.
Mama masa papa back credit.
Wally. Wally. Mama. That's for small chopper. This must have intercity. Intercity, STC. This one be intercity. Intercity.
STC.
This one no be intercontinental. Because from LA to Africa, intercontinental. This one, ours was intercity. Like 45 minutes. You guys said, why are we making luxurious demands? Hey, Chabu. Are you under your position that we are outpricing ourselves in the music industry?
Oh, obviously, yes. If you see, the man was going to pay if we take the private jet out and whatever comes with it, the man was still going to pay over close to $400,000
for the two of them.
No, for Asake.
Okay.
Asake alone was going to take about $400,000, closer to like $500,000, $400,000 for the agreeing to play the show.
Yeah.
So he was given half of that amount. Then after the show, or even before he stepped on stage, maybe he will take the other half. And then in addition to that, the private jet. And then where the private jet should take him is the reason why he couldn't play the show. I think it's overpricing yourself. I mean, the guy can do it to some extent, but if you go beyond that, you are overpricing yourself, because at that point the guy cannot pay. That's your demand, all right, okay, but he can't pay. And you think that getting a private jet is important than getting $400,000 for a show, maybe one day show. Well, it's your call. So if you think it's okay, why not? Let's see what will happen if you get somebody to pay. If at that time he got somebody to pay or do something similar, then it's not a big deal. But we don't have that information, so that's why we are going with this one. If there were no other activity that can pay him that much, but he refused close to $400,000 because of this issue, I think you are overpricing yourself. Yes, at that point you are overpricing yourself.
Because the private jet should fly to America. Back to Africa.
And then
so the man was ready to do the private jet from Nigeria to Abidjan.
Yes, and they say no, we are in America, so come there, and that will even cost more because of fuel. Because of fuel and
even hanging car.
Yes, and even to get permission to fly and all that, it will also cost money. So if you put everything together, I think only on Asake, apart from the direct payment, the other things combined, you could hit $500,000 to have him for a show.
$500,000, yes. $500,000. You pass. You are going close to $1 million.
Yes. Because his hotel bills, other staff,
event organization and everything. You are going to $1 million.
Yeah, so it will be getting close to $1 million to have him for a show. That's that for me. I think, especially doing it to Africans, you are overpricing yourself. And I bet you, even when they are out there, they may not be calling for some of these things.
Yeah,
they only do it to our people. That's the sad part of it. I can guess that yes, there are certain things that they will demand if they are coming to Africa as compared to when they are doing it out there. And yes, you are. If the man can't pay, it means you are overpricing yourself, because the man clearly needed you for the show, and he was committed to do something. It's not like $500,000 is not a cheap money.
No, never.
So as somebody who is ready to commit such an amount, it means he's ready. In fact, he understands the game. But our people demanded something that he couldn't pay, so the show didn't come on. For me, I think it's overpricing yourself sometimes when it happens like that, especially when there are no issues for you to call for some of these special services. I mean, sometimes the issues or situations can happen, and then you call for some special services. It will make sense. But if, like Asake's own, for instance, they will take him to Nigeria, and then before they will take him back to Abidjan, and then after he finishes, they will take him to Nigeria, and then from Nigeria
his destination.
Come on, what is that? Why?
Could it be that when artists do this, it means they don't want to play the show?
Yes, it's also part of it.
So they are making some outrageous demands. If you are not able to, then no show.
They say no show. Yes, sometimes it can happen. But to negotiate to that point, I think if you don't want to play the show, just say I can't, based on certain circumstances beyond my control or something. I think you can say something to save yourself instead of calling for outrageous prices for it to get to this point. So me, I don't want to go to that extent that they were just quoting prices that the guy can't pay so that they will not play the show. I think they were ready for business, just that their prices were so high that the guy couldn't pay. So for me, I think they should consider those things and then see how they can get the money, and also some people will talk. I mean, there are people around them that if this business happens, they will also have their cut. But if it doesn't, I mean, they've lost. So they should sometimes also consider people around them. I'm not saying that they should run a business that they will lose. No. You have to get your money because you deserve it. You are working, you are talented, and some of them, they work so hard that you can clearly see that they deserve the money that they are getting. But if you don't take care, you outprice yourself. You give a price that nobody can afford you, and that will be it. So they should consider. It's difficult to give a price to a service. That one is really difficult. It's two things. It's either you overprice yourself or underprice. You can also give a price that people say, no, this is too cheap. So sometimes you will need advice of people to get it right so that you get more things going for you. But for this one, I think it's too huge. They should come down, especially with the demands. I mean, as for the main money, the guy was ready to pay.
No, the private jet guy, he was ready
to do it, but the routines that he has to take and the extra cost.
The private jet was hanged in Nigeria. Come and sit in it and let's go.
And then he says no.
Charlie, these Francophone guys, they are really. We have to do this Francophone invasion. Because the way they were ready to pay the money with no fears.
No, I mean, you see, if there's something that the Francophone countries in Africa, if we are hearing some of these things, it simply shows how starved they've been over the years in terms of music and appearance and how they are being fed. Okay, when you look at the Anglophone countries, I mean, there are few, but the Francophone countries dominate. However, if you want to know the level of noise in terms of music, most of them come from the Anglophone countries, and it is as if we feed each other more than the Francophones.
Okay,
so you will see an artist would fly in easily from Nigeria to Ghana to come and perform. Same way from here to Nigeria. South Africa. So you see it is Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, maybe a little bit of Rwanda, Tanzania, then back. Sierra Leone, Liberia, and all those things are able to enjoy because they also connect with the English some way, somehow. But when you look at the typical Francophone countries, most of them are starved in terms of some of these things. That is why if you should check some of the artists that are very popular, it is just a few. It is just a few. Fali Pupa and the likes. They tour all around the Francophone countries. So to them, it is about starvation and how because they are starved, they can go all the way out to get some of these people. Because to them, it is like a treasure. Okay, I was the one who brought this person. It is almost like a bragging right for them. Because of how they are starved. That's how it is. So let's even look at how even English-speaking countries even book Francophone countries when we are having some of these music festivals. It is just the Francophone representation is just few. Most of the artists on bill are all Anglophone people, and that is the situation on ground. So yes, when we hear some of these things, it shows how they've been starved. So you realize that, Charlie, we have artists who are in these countries that are very popular in these Francophone countries. But unfortunately, when the likes of Guru and even some of our people who have played shows in the likes of Gabon, Cote d'Ivoire, and all those things, when they give their testimonies, you can clearly see the hunger and thirst of these people. They tell you, Charlie, when you ask any of them and they will tell you most of the best monies they've ever taken is from those countries or those areas. It is because they are always being starved when it comes to music performances in terms of on the African continent and how we distribute them. They hear our music every day, they listen to our music, they jump to it. but hardly do they get some of these artists close like the way we get them. Wizkid can just fly to Ghana, not even to come and perform, come and chill with people and go. But how often do we hear Wizkid go to Cote d'Ivoire, go to this place to go and do that same thing? It is very rare. So yeah.
Could it be the language difference?
Of course, it is also a factor.
Okay.
It is also a factor. And for this conversation of whether they are overpricing and all that, I think for product it is very easy for you to measure. But when it comes to service, it is very difficult, and especially with our kind of service, it is extremely difficult. It is always measured by the kind of artist and the season. That is what it is always measured by. And unfortunately, the artist may have a price for himself, but the audience may not be able to afford.
Yes, that's why you overprice. If they can't afford it.
Exactly. You know, so I read some comments under the post, and someone said, so you are asking for all these expenditure. How would the event promoter even make this money?
Exactly. But you see,
I was telling someone that now most of these shows are for ceremonial purposes, and not for profit.
Yes, for glory. And you see, sometimes when you go onto the table with these artists, they will tell you some of the risk involved in some of these shows, which is even what prompts them to even go that high. I mean, this is out of his jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So there's so many risks involved.
Okay.
Even his life self is also a huge factor here.
Yeah.
So some of these people would want to base on some of these risks and say, okay, if I want to risk this much and go, then I think I deserve that, something that can match that risk. Which is why some of them would also want to go even up their rate. But unfortunately, most people also miss it in terms of even the artist and their management. Some are not able to read the moment to know when to charge what. Even in December, it happened to so many people.
Yeah.
Yes, they know it is the season. Our demand is high. We are the cocoa of the moment. But then, if you are not able to read your risk, the kind of value you bring to everybody has, the value you bring to event A is different from the value you bring to event B. Maybe event A, the list of artists that you'll be performing with, none of them is able to match you. So at that point, you bring a higher value. But probably in event B, the kind of artists that are on the bill, you probably are of the same caliber or even less. So if at that time you are also not able to read the type of event in order to calculate your rate, you realize that Charlie, you overprice and you might not even get call up. So some of these things we will just advise artists. This is not out of the fact that okay, you see Asake demanding this, so you should also think that's okay. Me and Asake,
I'm also going demand.
Unless, like Chemo said, there are certain situations that prompt you to make certain demands. Of course, that one, it is understandable. People would understand. But if no situation call for, and you agree that okay, let's do this, let's do that, and no situation happens, and you just come out of the blue to make outrageous demands, then that one there, it's some way. But if there are situations involved, unless it was not agreed from the onset, but if situations are not involved, then artists would want to go that tangent, Charlie. But sometimes we should also understand where they are coming from in terms of the risk, because the value that they've also placed on themselves, which is what is also attracting you, is something that they've also invested in. So some of them,
but you know, as a business, you go as high as you can get.
Yeah.
But if you don't take care, you don't get anything because you have gone beyond what you are supposed to. But that's what you are saying. If he called for this demand, they said, oh, okay, for this one we can't afford, but there's another group or somebody else who can afford, you are not overpricing.
Exactly.
But if it happens like this guy can't pay, and somebody call you,
the same person who can pay?
The same you call different people call the same amount, they can't pay, then you have to know that you are overpricing because people
and you are putting yourself out of business.
Yes, that's the thing. But if they are pay, if you call and they will pay, take it.
Of course,
but you have to know when to call the amount.
That's what I'm saying. You have to know when to call that amount, because at least it is not every conversation that you are supposed to mention certain amounts.
Yeah.
And all these top musicians who are experienced know some of these things. Just that it's only baby too kakra because of the investments that you probably also make in your career. So yeah, it will happen from time to time.
Well, let's try to do this finally so we can run away from here. A quotation I read to have come from Burna Boy. And when I saw it, in fact, my heart missed a beat. Like, and I'm relating it to the last topic we just talked about. Like, could this be why they will be doing some of these demands? Now, Richie, let's see the quotation. This is Burna Boy, and it is noted that he said this in an interview. He said, "I have not had proper sleep in 4 years. Sorry, I have not had proper sleep in 4 years. I sleep at most 3 hours in 24 hours. The remaining 21 hours I am trying to work. I have been touring and working at the same time for 4 years now. Sometimes I'm back from a show tired, but I need to record. And you know I don't just make any kind of music. I must do music that reflects me and the people that believe in me." And this is Burna Boy talking. Richie, that's actually my interest. The first Burna Boy's quotation is my interest because this is someone who is making reference to him also working hard. He says, "I have not had proper sleep in 4 years." And of course, for the past 4 years, we've seen how Burna Boy keeps touring left, right, and center. Today he's here. The next day he's in another country, performing and feeling. I read another story where Boston, in Boston in USA, they've declared second March as Burna Boy Day. And Charlie, like everywhere, he says, "I sleep at most 3 hours in 24 hours. The remaining 21 hours, I'm trying to work. I've been touring and working at the same time for 4 years now. Sometimes I'm back from a show, tired, but I need to record, and you know I don't just make any kind of music. I must do music that reflects me and the people that believe in me." The stress he's going through, no simple private jet. I say, from Los Angeles, only straight to Nigeria. I was also connecting. I straight for private jet's best friend. Has he made excessive demand? Because I read Burna Boy say, it is true. He comes back from a show, and this thing is I've seen Shatta do it before.
Oh, of course.
We came back from that was Manso Kwesiso.
Even at the airport there now.
Manso Kwesiso, we came back from a show. Unu akoda also be recording him. Manso Kwesiso. Are you okay? And we know can say man private jet no famra now so mana. Chabo yempon.
Yeah, for me, I don't know the content he said it. He said this, but this is not anything. What is the right word? Like this
it's not true.
No, it's true, but this is it's
extraordinary.
That's the word. It's normal for successful people. That's the word I want to use.
Okay.
Like he can't be Burna Boy if he's not doing this.
Okay.
So like
I get what you mean.
Yes, he can't be Burna Boy, and that's why we don't have 10 Burna Boys. We have only one. And he's and now they have declared
Burna Boy Boston Day on the second match. Yeah.
Yes. If you can't go through what he is going through, you can't be as successful as him. So for him, I don't know the context. That's why I said if he is just.
Well, I'm sure it was an interview talking about his daily routine.
If it was in a form of complaint, like I work so hard, I'm tired, I think I deserve it, then I would say yes, you work so hard, that's why you are Burna Boy, and you can even think of telling somebody to come and take you with private jet.
Yeah.
If the person is not working as hard as you, it will not even come to their head. So it's normal among successful people. That's why I'm saying yes. Like you said, you have seen Shatta Wale doing so. That's why he's Shatta Wale. If he's been doing it normal like the way everybody is doing it, he won't be Shatta Wale.
Yeah.
He wouldn't call for some amount that he called for. No. No one will pay you for that if you are not working so hard. And if you work so hard, as he said, it will reflect the kind of music that your fans want. And your fans will then be willing to pay that huge amount. So for me, it's a normal statement coming from a successful person.
Okay.
if you are not successful and you are working this so hard, then I will say that okay, it's like you are wasting your time because you are working so hard but you are not getting anything. But we can't say same for Burna Boy. You are working so hard and you are getting everything that you call for.
Yeah.
So what again? What do you want us to do? That you work so hard and so what? That's why you are Burna Boy. Unless you want to tell me that after working this so hard, yes, there are people that you think you work harder than, but they are ahead of you. With all other factors being equal, no, you are Burna Boy. You are everywhere. Like you mention your name and people go like, where is he? Where they run just to come and see you. There are people doing music like you.
Yeah.
But they don't work as hard as you, so they are not at your level. They are down there. You are up there. So that's how the world is. Those who work so hard, they make it so big, and we see it. Being a successful person is not easy, in fact. And then even the privileges that comes with it. That's why it's not everybody who also enjoy it. You can go through certain places that ordinary person can't. Even other musician can't. It's because you are working hard. So for me, yeah, it's an interesting thing. And then for those who think that they don't do anything to get to their level to learn from. Like sometimes you just do this music, you come and play 30 minutes and you are taking $500,000. No, you will see that 30 minutes performance. But he's been sleeping only 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
To get to that level. So yeah, the thing that they call for, they deserve it. Just that if people can pay, then know that you are overpricing yourself. That's all. But if people can pay, you can still go higher.
And be in
now
business.
you call for $500,000, they are willing to pay. Next time you push it to 700. If they say no, okay, maybe I'm not there yet, then you come to 600 or your 500. If they can pay 600, next time you push it to, you get to even $1 million.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But you can't just call it because you work so hard. No, because you work so hard, that's why you are the one on top. If you do ordinary thing, you will be an ordinary guy. If you do extraordinary thing, you will be an extraordinary person. That's it.
Fact. That's why some of us, we are trying to be extraordinary. So we work like our heads know the rest. But we are human beings. We need rest. Yes.
Every level has its own devil. New devil, and you can't be at a certain level and be working at a certain rate. It is not possible. Who's the Sammy Flex? Sorry, chan to kafa. The when omobana to catfish one, it is not because it is not because it is not because of what or you don't have a problem, but it means that the effort in which you put in the things that you do is what you are reaping off. So if you wake up tomorrow and somebody calls for your service and you say, bring me 10,000, bring me 50,000, bring me 100,000, then you know the value of what you've put in whatever you're doing. And unfortunately, some people or so many people wouldn't see the effort or the investment. Some people only see investment as okay, cash in hand that I am invested. But sometimes your health, your body, your time that you invest in some of these things are also huge investments. And at this point, so many people calculate. You see, Burna Boy, he was calculating the number of sleep he even has. So it is part of the rate. It is just like you going for a hotel service. Even the area in which the hotel is
determine the price.
Exactly. It's part. So yes, some of these things are things that we may not see it. We may not feel it. Like Jemo made an example. Oh, 30 minutes, you are coming to sing one song, 2 songs.
Sometimes that's how they say.
2 songs. Just 2 songs. Just 2 songs. But the sleepless nights that you put in for people, for your name to be up there, they have no idea. If you had died, they would have gone for the next person who is on top. And that is the risk that people put in. Yes, of course, at a point, some people may miss it. as in overpricing and all that. But then we should also understand, I believe if this education goes out more, people would also know and respect sometimes the effort in which people in this space also put in it. Some people think, oh, yeah, they are that, yeah, that's or yeah, then we come and sit behind the microphone and just talk. But even the aftermath of this particular conversation is even bigger than even what we put here, and that is the investment that we also do in bringing out some of these things. So tomorrow, if we call you and we say, Charlie, you have 5,000 for catfish, you have to pay.
You pay.
You pull.
You pull. Wow, beautiful Friday, and I'm loving the submission from my Pandeti and Team Dodo Solomon Chemo and Roland Amate. Fantastic delivery so far, and I believe that we can now enter smoothly into the next business. Just that I pray that no artist will overprice himself to keep himself out of the business. At least be measured and know that you are still cashing out, and you are also safe. You are also safe for your longevity as well. And with this, we are all good. But for Promoters Day, one day I think we need to be talking to some of these guys. In fact, I'll be going to Ivory Coast in the next week or two. I'll try to find this man. When I go to Ivory Coast, I'll try to find him. My plug there will try to link me to him. So I asked him how he's been surviving, if really he's been doing this over the years, how he's been surviving. And I know it's not easy because when you come to Africa, I mean, unfortunately, when you go there, rates come charge for shows. How?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's what I'm saying. You see, it is because of the
but now, Sako they explain a show here in Ghana, charging 500 Ghana cedis for tables and things. You go to abroad and those things, they are like maybe 100 pounds or like compare rates now. Either say yen de ne de na eyepe. Me wan cause anka yen de ne mum
because they are in their own country, but no.
Maybe I be fine. Thanks to Digital Rasta Currency is his other name who did our camera for us. Richie Flex is the editor director of the show, and to Tap Send for holding us down. If you love what we do here, subscribe to Sammy Flex TV, because here we talk real show business and more. My name is Sammy Flex. I'll see you in our next video. We're out of here. Bye bye.